This is the legend of Muhammad Ali, the greatest fighter there ever will be.
He proclaimed himself the greatest, and millions of fans around the world agree.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Those phrases became Ali's motto. His wit and charisma outside the ring would also make him one of the world's best-known personalities.
It's going to take a good man to whoop me. You look at me, I'm loaded with confidence. I can't beat me. I had 180 amateur fights, 22 professional fights, and I'm good as a girl.
But his persona began to emerge long before he captured his first heavyweight championship. He was born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. in Louisville, Kentucky, during an ugly era of racial segregation in America. At 12 years old, Ali's world would change forever when a local police officer introduced him to boxing. It became an outlet for his rage.
Cassius Clay of Chicago challenges Gary Joyce.
It also offered Ali an opportunity to develop his remarkable talent. Just 6 years later, Ali would bring home a gold medal from the 1960 Summer Olympic Games in Rome. He turned pro at the age of just 18, and at 22, he stunned the boxing world, defeating a fighter the experts thought was invincible, Sonny Liston.
I shook up the world! I shook up the world!
Ali had arrived, and Liston would never be the same. To prove the point, Ali put Liston away for a second time in a rematch the following year. The 60s were glory days for Ali. But the civil rights era would also become a controversial and polarizing period in his life. He renounced his given name and joined the volatile black separatist Nation of Islam. Almost as quickly as he had arrived, Ali's heavyweight title was gone, revoked after he claimed conscientious objector status and refused to serve in the Vietnam War. At the peak boxing age of 25, Ali also gave up millions of dollars in endorsements and faced 5 years in prison, all in defiance of a war he called despicable and unjust.
My intention is to box to win a clean fight. But in war, the intention is to kill, 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 and continue killing innocent people.
Ali began a 3.5-year exile from championship fights until the U.S. Supreme Court overturned his conviction on a technicality.
Everybody that watches him train says no contest. You better not fight like that with Ali.
But the world would soon learn that even Superman has his off days. Ali was barely back in the ring when his undefeated professional record came to an end. He lost to Joe Frazier in a 1971 match dubbed the Fight of the Century. It was the first of 3 fights with Smokin' Joe.
Joe's gonna come out smoking, but I ain't gonna be joking. I'll be pecking and a-poking, pouring water on his smoking. This might shock and amaze you, but this time I retire Joe Frazier.
And retire him he did. The famous Thrilla and Manila fight ended after Frazier's trainer stopped the fight following the 14th round, giving Ali a technical knockout. Ali was on a roll again. But his greatest athletic comeback was in Kinshasa, in what was then Zaire.
Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean I make medicine sick.
Ali knocked out the heavily favored young champion George Foreman. It was called the Rumble in the Jungle. His last fight in 1981 would mark the beginning of another battle that Ali described as his toughest, the diagnosis that he was afflicted with Parkinson's disease. After 2 decades of redefining the heavyweight division, Ali was forced to retire. His lifetime record, 56 victories, just 5 defeats. But he never retreated from living a very public life. In 1996, Ali provided one of the most poignant moments in sports history. With 3 billion people watching, he lit the Olympic flame at the Summer Games in Atlanta. His hands trembling, but never wavering. Ali remained the consummate showman. As his condition grew progressively worse, Ali struggled each day to whisper a word. His hands and legs shook, and his voice quivered.
I am the greatest.
Yet his spirit was never shaken, and he never slowed down from serving as an ambassador for peace and a mediator in world conflicts. In 2005, Ali was presented with the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award, the nation's highest civilian honor.
When you say the greatest of all time is in the room, everyone knows who you mean.
And tributes for the champ continued.
How do you feel about getting the honor tonight?
Ali was one of the most gifted and unique personalities in sports history. The world may never see the likes of him again. In the final chapter, few would argue that Ali needed the crowds as much as they needed him, not for mere validation, but because each saw in the other the best in themselves.
Ali's got a left, Ali's got a right. If he hits you once, you're asleep for the night. And as you lie on the floor while the bell counts 10, hope and pray that you never meet me again.